Hello everyone, welcome back to Where in the World is Juliet. Look, I am watching NDT. It's a channel here on YouTube. And they have live Trump lawyers and members of the Arizona State Legislature holding a hearing on election integrity. Okay. As soon as this went live and they went outside, everything's heavily pixelated. So I don't know who's speaking, but whoever is speaking, this speech is going to make US history because he just declared that we are no longer, because of the lack of support from the GOP and their corruption too, that we are no longer, oh, and he meant all the people there, and they all cheered kind of in agreement, that they're no longer members of the Republican Party. They're Trump supporters. And this speech that he's giving is, it'll give you goosebumps. Okay, so you want to go and find it. I'll see if I can edit it later, after the whole thing happens, and get video of it, and I'll load it. But it's really crappy video. But it's not the picture that matters. This speech is insane because the gross level of voter fraud here is. I hadn't seen or heard the witnesses specifically from Arizona before. I had seen a few things, right? I've seen a lot from Pennsylvania and I've seen a lot from Georgia. And by the way, apparently 2 more rental trucks, like budget rental trucks, showed up at the ballots election area in Georgia. I just watched somebody who's putting a call out to send people that are in the area over to get video, so and support the other people who are there keeping watch. So this is heating up in a major way. I agree with him. This is about the United States of America. I don't support the GOP. I can't stand Rubio. I am right there. That's my same feelings with Rick Scott. Those are my 2 senators. Some of the other people, are just not good. Doesn't matter whether they're Republican or Democrat. This is not about Republican, Democrat, rich, poor, black, white, money, not. It doesn't matter. See? Because the truth is, this is about all of us. None of us have been on equal footing in at all, and people don't understand, who aren't looking at the same things I've been looking at, don't understand that technically we're all slaves, and we all still are, see? And we're trying to end that system. And well, we're not. President Trump is, and I'm following. I'm as long as he's gonna break this corruption and all, I'm on board. I'm really, because I've been touched by this a couple different times in my life. This level of corruption and level of corruption. Let's just leave it there. And so I'm really ready to see a world where, well, the meek will inherit the earth, right? Just because I guess most people wouldn't describe me as meek, right? But thank you, good alert. But I think that means, like, in spirit. I mean, I wasn't stepping out for myself, I used what they did to me to step out for everyone, right? And so I think that what I'm seeing is the corruption that I was facing, and I guess the brainwashing and stuff that just made it really hard. Okay, it is being exposed, and I am really happy. It's gonna get bumpy. The other side, I'm already seeing pushback, blowback. But we got to get through it. See, I mean, they're going to be the violent ones, and we're going to defend ourselves, and they will be going away. See, because you take away the puppet, and you cut the strings from the puppets. The puppets fall. See, and they're all going to see it. So this is growing. It's going to happen. These people are demanding the legislature give the votes, the electoral votes, to President Trump. This is a beautiful thing. You know, they said we will have 4 more years of Trump, and I feel the same way. I hope you do. You know, I know the optics of all this are so stressful and wearing. I mean, it's wearing, you know. And, you know, I know so many people that their businesses are being killed and their livelihoods are being destroyed. And it's a sad thing, you know. And I'm sorry that anybody has to be hurt or damaged in all of this. But is it worth it? By the way, I'm one of those people that's kind of being damaged right at the moment. In more ways than one. But yeah, it's worth it. Because after, no holds barred. See? It's like everybody's been stuck. Even when we thought we got through the starting gate to do stuff in our lives, we've always been, horse analogy, right? Racing. The you know, going out of the gate or whatever, you know, the whole time we didn't know we had an extra 300 pounds on us because nobody told us that wasn't normal or right and proper. See, and now we're going to get to run literally without any of that crap on the back. And who needs a starting gate? If you want to start now, you start now. If you want to start later, you start later. You go on your own pace, you explore your own stuff. That's how you get a renaissance. And I really do believe that that's where this is going, and I mean worldwide. Because we're not just fighting for us. I mean, you realize that the Dominion voting system and Smartmatic have been used in Venezuela, and obviously they're using them in Germany and a couple of other places, apparently Canada, right? So this will be a thing for the people to take control. It's like here in the United States, you know, we forgot. No, I didn't forget. You know, it's always been something. It's always the thing that got me in trouble, right? I always felt like, you know, it's we the people. You know, when I was going to my church for years, and then I saw some stuff that was just making me go, what? And I started asking questions. It's basically like you're not allowed to ask questions. Well, you're allowed to ask the question, but see, they're allowed to give you the answer that you have to accept, even if it doesn't make sense. See? And that's what we've got going on in our government. I watched thousands of people, parents, teachers, bus drivers, lunch ladies, students, stand before the school board and ask them why certain things were happening the way they were happening. And the school board policy is you can ask them all the questions you want to. They will not answer you unless it's to somehow respond to you in a way that makes people ignore you. See? And you're not allowed to say anything back. See? The whole system is set up so they can go, thank you for your concern. And for a long time, I think we've all been accepting that. And then there's some of us that haven't, right? And it's really because we're all living our lives and trying to make ends meet and, you know, figure it out, and sickness and, I mean, all these different things. And, yeah, I really do think this is, I was hoping that the pendulum would swing the other way. See? And I had kind of described it as that. And I described it as like childbirth, right? It would be painful because we're birthing a whole new world. But I don't think until today, until I heard that speech, I understood even what I meant. And meaning at a deeper level. And I find that very interesting. So I encourage you, if I can, I'm going to get a video of it. Can't do it now because it would be all glary. I'm going to have to shoot it tonight. But I not only think that this is happening. See, I think it will be soul shaking for those that are not aware at all. And I mean that. Serious soul shaking, right? And I think that's when there's danger, real danger. And I don't mean, anybody could lash out for the dumbest thing, right? And like, because people are on the verge of losing their crap, so they lose their crap all the way. But I don't think that's going to last really long. I don't think it can. And all of these people, God, I hope this is true, who've been walking around with their head up their butts, right? With that sense of superiority. They won't look at the evidence, right? They won't look at what you put out, right? But they're just so right, and they're going to provide you stuff from propaganda sources, and you're like, hey, it's like if, well, anyway, they're going to be shook. And I'm realizing now, and I thought I knew before how shook. Okay? Because now I understand that this is those people, this is their self-esteem, see? They're better than you. That's their entire self-worth. That's the foundation. That is the foundation in which these people have their lives standing. They're better people than you. Because you're the Nazi, the racist, the homophobe, the Islamophobe, whatever other phobe they want to call us, right? Arachnophobe, right? Anyway, I really do think that the level of shaking is humbling, see? So I think that's what's coming, see? Humbling. And yeah, it's time. And I think it's going to be slow at first. But I think the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst, who won't even look at evidence, right? And are so sure that they know. And yeah. It's going to be soul shaking. Their self-esteem. That's the whole being of their self-esteem. So, I think that when this happens, it's going to be brutal for them. I think it's going to be brutal for us to a degree. One, these are our loved ones, right? The only thing I know how to say is just be as kind as you possibly can when they get to the point of humbling, because they're not going to want to accept it at first, and I think that's a eruption. See, they won't want to accept it first, and they're going to all gather together in the Instagram, Facebook world, right? And even in the real world, right? That's why they go to some of these events, is so they can take the right pictures. And I think that, yeah. I've been humbled before in my own life, many different ways, I think. But I guess I've always been open enough that I've never had to be humbled like this. I mean, I that's all I can think. And my heart breaks for these people. They deserve every ounce of it. But it's choices we make, right? Be as kind as you possibly can, because I think this is really about to get pretty damn ugly. When they announce the president gets 4 more years, it's going to get damn ugly. Okay? I just don't expect it to last long. So, I don't know when that's going to be. but I'll keep doing stuff as long as I'm being led to. And you guys, I'm ready for a brand new world. Are you?